1 in 4 candidates who say yes on the phone never sign the PDF. Not because they got a better offer, because your offer letter took 48 hours to hit their inbox, and by hour 30 they got cold feet. If you're a founder or agency owner losing hires between verbal yes and signed contract, I'll show you the exact N8N workflow that dropped time to signature from 51 hours to 3 hours 22 minutes. Most recruiting tutorials automate sourcing and screening. Nobody touches the offer stage, which is where the money actually walks. I build these agents for clients weekly. Let's open the canvas. Here's the problem nobody in HR software wants to name. You spend 3 weeks sourcing, 4 rounds of interviews, 2 reference calls, and the hiring manager finally says, book them. Then the offer letter sits in someone's drafts for 48 hours. Legal wants to review. HR is waiting on the salary band confirmation. The hiring manager is in back-to-backs. Meanwhile, the candidate is sitting at home, second-guessing, texting their current boss, taking a counter-offer. By the time your beautifully formatted PDF lands in their inbox on Thursday afternoon, 1 in 4 are gone. That's the real number from a 6-person agency I built this system for. They were losing 25% of verbal yeses at the offer stage. Nothing to do with money, everything to do with lag. So let me show you what actually fixed it. The stack is N8N, Airtable, GPT-4o Mini, Telegram, DocuSign, and Gmail. Nothing exotic. The trigger is Airtable. When the hiring manager flicks a candidate's status field from interviewing to offer approved, the workflow fires. Inside Airtable, I have a role template table. Every open role has a link record with the base salary, equity, start date range, PTO, remote policy, and reporting manager. These are locked fields, not free text. This matters, and I'll tell you why in a second. Node 2 is GPT-4o Mini. The prompt is a template file with variables pulled from Airtable. Company tone of voice, role specifics, candidate name, and the locked compensation fields. The model drafts the offer letter body only. It never touches numbers. Numbers get injected as string variables after the draft returns. That is the single most important design decision in this workflow. I learned it the hard way. First version, I let the model see the salary in the prompt and paraphrase it into the letter. On offer number 4, it hallucinated 92,000 as 92,000, as 9200. Caught it in review, but that would have been a catastrophic send. So now, model writes prose, code node injects numbers. Node 3 is a Telegram approval card. The hiring manager gets a message on their phone with the draft letter body, the candidate name, the role, and 2 inline keyboard buttons. Approve and send, or edit. If they hit approve, the flow continues. If they hit edit, it opens a reply thread where they can dictate changes and the model rewrites. This is the piece that collapses the 48-hour lag. Hiring managers don't open email. They do open Telegram. Median approval time in production is 11 minutes. Node 4 is DocuSign. The approved letter gets wrapped in an envelope with the candidate's email, the counter signature routed to the hiring manager, and a 72-hour expiry. Node 5 is Gmail, which sends the candidate a short, human-sounding message. Hey, offers in your inbox from DocuSign. Excited to have you. Questions, text me. That message is templated, but personalized with the recruiter's name, so it feels like a person sent it. Node 6 writes the status back to Airtable. Offer sent. Timestamped. DocuSign envelope ID. When the candidate signs, a DocuSign webhook flips the status to signed and fires a Slack notification to the whole team. Here are the actual numbers from the first month running this. 18 offer letters generated and sent. Total build and send time across all 18, 43 minutes of workflow execution. Total token cost, 71 cents. Median time from hiring manager approval to candidate signature, 3 hours 22 minutes. Down from 51 hours before. The agency's offer to signed conversion went from 76% to 94%. 2 failure modes to know about. First, the hallucinated salary thing I already covered. Lock your compensation fields, inject as strings, never let the model paraphrase numbers. Second, DocuSign's free tier rate limits at 3 envelopes per day. If you're running any real volume, you need a paid seat. Budget $45 a month. Not a deal breaker, but plan for it. The full workflow, the Airtable schema with locked fields, the Telegram approval card, JSON, and the offer letter prompt template are all documented on our site. If you want to see the full node graph and copy the JSON export, we've published it along with the Airtable schema and prompt templates on BizflowAI.io. While you're there, check out the other automations we ship for clients. Hiring stacks, invoicing agents, inbox triage, the works. Hit subscribe and ring the bell so the next breakdown lands in your feed. And if your hiring pipeline is leaking candidates at the offer stage, book a free 30-minute discovery call at BizflowAI.io. We'll map your bottleneck and tell you exactly what to build.